Soon we will have takeoff and we will be underway for an historic year. A new club, the Gold Coast Titans, and the re-emergence, I hope, of South Sydney. We're underway. 2007 is on its way. Inglis the first to mark, and he's pulled down back on his own 20-metre line by an exuberant chase from John Morris. That's Jeremy Smith, the 11, taken in that tackle, second of the night. So the Storm roll it out with Brett White. Big, strong, taken down by a two-man tackle. Farah hangs around, brings a groan from the crowd. They want a penalty early. Cronk puts in a kick, fielded by Moody. Newcastle, Parramatta, West Tigers, 2-year retirement, back for 2007. That is Collis underneath that swarm of Storm defence, led by Johnson and Kafusi. Towards 40 they come, and Morris peppers it, gives it away. To the left he goes to Marshall. Marshall goes to Fatawira. Tackled out there by Quinn. Playing in the centres. I haven't seen him play much centre, but he's a very good player. He'll get the job done, doesn't matter where you play him. Penalty goes. West Tigers. West Tigers get the first of the night.
And it does go against their new import, Anthony Quinn. You're right, we normally see him playing left wing for the Newcastle club. Tonight he's playing right centre. The Tigers get the first penalty, and Fatawira throws it in. Now, a new rule this year, the tap kicks will be taken 20 metres in from touch, as Robbie Farah did.
Farah tackled 10 metres in from touch then. 30 metres away from the Melbourne line. Opening night, and that is Gibbs. He will play the ball. 25 away from the Melbourne line. Payton gives it on. Farah gives it in. Galea runs with the ball. 20 metres out. 20 in from touch. Tigers attacking. Morris back, and again it's Gibbs. 12 out now from the Melbourne line. Tackled by Cameron Smith. Farah goes down the blind side, and it's cleaned up, is it? Yes. Forced in goal. Line dropout. No score. Melbourne and West Tigers.
It's one of their pet plays, the Tigers. Robbie Farah scooting out of dummy half. The little grubber kick through. Billy Slater is the man who comes across. It's a difficult pickup, but he does very well. But so too the chasers, who claim the number one in his in-goal area, forcing the line dropout.
Big line dropout by Cameron Smith. It would have gone 60 on the fly. Gibbs then thunders back, and he's put down 40 away. Storm in defence. Tigers in a long period of attack. Todd Payton. 9 players in the Tigers lineup was there in 2005. They poked their nose down the blind side. It was Galea. Now Farah. Short ball. Marshall's with it, or is it Fatawira? It is Fatawira. Extreme left of the ground. They come through to Marshall. He hands it up to Payton. And Payton is 8 metres away from the Melbourne line. Farah again tests them over there. The young fellow, Folau, had it, lost it. West Tigers have got it. Melbourne Storm put them into touch.
Well, the Tigers aren't very subtle about their tactics. They've had 3 sets of 6 with the ball, and every set of 6 has completely gone left at this young fellow, Israel Folau, 17 years of age, the youngest ever Storm player, and Tim Sheens has said, welcome to the big time, young man. We're coming your way all night.
And not just Folau, Gus. We mentioned Anthony Quinn over there. The experienced pair is on the other side of the field in Matt King and Matt Geyer.
Here's Marshall. Now it's away for Collis. Collis tries to get outside. King gets the ball away. The Tigers are in. It's a try to Moody. Jason Moody. The veteran, the former Novocastrian, the former Eel, the former West Tigers and retiree, has scored the opening try. Collis was brilliant in the centres.
Well, what a story, Jason Moody. As we pointed out, left 2004, played a little bit of bush football, got his fireman's ticket, and after attacking to the left side so far, the first time they've come right, Jason Moody carries Matt King across into the corner after some wonderful lead-up work where Dean Collis drew Matt Geyer off his wing, and there was enough space for the veteran wing, and I don't think you'll mind us calling him a veteran, getting another try.
Oh, what about that? We've said all the experiences in the left-hand defence for the Melbourne Storm, and they made a mistake. Geyer had no reason to come in. King had him covered. Here's Benji Marshall with the goal-kicking shoes on.
Yes, Hodgson foregoing that job. He's got this. Yes, he's kicked it. First of the night, converted by Marshall. 6-0 West Tigers. Friday night football from Olympic Park in Melbourne, and a great start. Plenty of possession for West Tigers, and it ended with a converted try scored by Jason Moody. Jason Moody scored the try. Benji Marshall converted, and the so-called experience. Oh, what a hit! What a hit from Kaufusi. Ball and all with Johnson, and they took Galea to ground. But the experienced defence on the left side, they really had no practice. All the practice was on the other side. That was the hit I was talking about. Here's a penalty again going Tigers' way.
Yes, the second penalty in the play the ball area given away by the Melbourne Storm. A grab of the leg. It is a no-no. We saw early last season a real blitz in the play the ball area by the referees, especially with flops. And there Dallas Johnson is the man responsible.
So the Tigers continuing with this lopsided possession call at the moment. Farah's done well, burrowing his way down the ground.
He's been so busy in the opening part of this game. Very impressive.
So the forwards chime in around him, and Payton is tackled. He's held up. Now he's put down 12 metres out, right in the middle of the park. Running up towards the river end of the ground. It's gone over to John Morris, shows it. Steps a couple of times, and then Cronk goes in to make the tackle with Quinn. Hodgson again, pumps it once, shows it, goes himself, swerves, goes out to Marshall. Marshall shows it, doesn't give it, dummies twice, runs into King, and Big Matt King monsters him. Last tackle now for West Tigers. Hodgson puts the kick in. Lovely kick, right down at the uprights, and taken by Slater. That's a free carry back to the 20. That was a good kick by Brett Hodgson. No time. Used the goalposts, and Slater was equal to it. Matty John sideline.
See you, Rabs. The Melbourne Storm have brought the Tigers right into this. The Tigers are the best team in the competition at set starts. If you go give away penalties or give them scrum starts, they will punish you all night.
Melbourne then with Jeremy Smith combining there with Brett White to take play just beyond the 40-metre line. Melbourne's end of the ground. Have Melbourne been down the other end of the ground? I don't think they have. Here is Hoffman. Now they're down the other end of the ground. If it is only 3 metres, Hoffman plays the ball, and it's Cameron Smith. Beautiful work with Slater. Slater back for Inglis, and he loses the ball. Picked up by the Tigers. Scooped up there by Chris Hyington, I think it is, yes.
It was a nice play. Good little interchange of passing there. Hooker, fullback, and 5'8" combining.
So Tigers back with the ball and played by Collis, and they go for a short side play. They're 8 metres on their own side of halfway. The team from Campbelltown and Ashfield and Leichhardt. Quite a mix. Pleasing many sections of Sydney. Marshall for Fadawira. Fadawira with a fend and a push away. Rounded up 32 metres away by Quinn over there, working with Jeremy Smith, and now it's away for Farah, and Farah pops the ball onto the chest of Bryce Gibbs. He will play the ball. 30 metres out, middle ground. Melbourne's end of the park. Farah, left foot kick. It came off. A Melbourne player did it. No, Hampstead has found a knock on.
Played out by Storm. Doesn't matter, it's a knock on over here.
Still very impressive from the Tigers. As Gus pointed out, the little interplay between their main ball players. Robbie Farah getting out late in the tackle count. Came off Smith, nearly regathered by Ben Gallier, but he just couldn't grab the ball in. But we have not seen the Melbourne Storm in the opposition 20 metre, and after 10 minutes, it has all been the Tigers.
Well, the Melbourne Storm have had to make 49 tackles to the Tigers 15. That's all they're doing is chasing the ball at the moment. No time to settle into the game.
Matty King playing the ball, his hair longer than ever. It's coming off tomorrow, the head of hair from Matt King. All in the name of a good cause, leukemia research. Matt will have it shaved off tomorrow. Inglis a dummy half, then Kaufusi, then Cronk, and now Slater. Slater's busy. Slater's up towards halfway. We tend to forget, don't we, with all the talk about Inglis. Here is Inglis with the ball now, running to the line, giving it to Hoffman. And Hoffman is tackled. He'll play the ball back to King. 35 metres away from the line. Back to Cronk, the 7 off the right foot, and tackled. Got the ball away. Smith got the ball down. It's gone over to Slater. He kicks wide, looking for Folau. Folau over there with Chuaki. Chuaki's with the ball and put it to touch.
Well, that's a great tackle from Anthony Quinn, and being applauded by his teammates. It was nice play by the Melbourne Storm last tackle. They tried to run the football. Billy Slater realised he had to kick. Tuaki got away, but then the driving tackle. All legs from Anthony Quinn. He's a strong player. A bit of aggression in his game. You've got to like that as well. And this is Melbourne's best attacking opportunity in the opening 11 and a half minutes.
He'll learn something from that, Israel. He had the chance to smash his opponent there, really get a good hit on him, and he just balked. He just waited, let him off light, and the young fella stepped away from him.
Here's Melbourne's best chance. Oh, Inglis ran across the park and tried to give it to King on a flat run, but Inglis has gone down. King went down at the same time. It was a real hospital ball. And the youngster, the 20-year-old Greg Inglis, I think it is, who's on his back. He took a heavy hit. King didn't come out of it all that brilliantly, but at least he's standing. 6-0 in favour of West Tigers. 12 minutes of the game gone. 33 games for Greg Inglis. We're talking about this youngster, 20 years of age. He's played Test football, scored about 4 tries, scored a couple of Origin tries on debut, played in the grand final. That was what happened. It was traffic at close proximity, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, Craig Bellamy would be very disappointed because the Tigers have done everything right, but they haven't had to do any defence under pressure. Sometimes when you're attacking with the football, it can be quite draining and also affect the concentration a touch when it comes to defence. They weren't put to the test by Melbourne, who muscle up, and Tuaki tackled on his own 20-metre line.
So short side play now for Hallertau. And look at that defence, and Inglis is involved in that. Inglis and Smith made the tackle, so he's not just a pretty face, he's not just a fender and a glider and a man who occupies the headlines. He can hit, and he can hit hard. Here's Gibbs, 33 metres out from the Tigers line. Brett White led the fray, and so did Kaufusi. Front rowers both working very hard in defence, and Jeremy Smith has been hitting like a hammer. Now it's with John Morris. Right foot, plenty of time. Down to Slater. Slater didn't have to move at all. Ooh, gee, Fatawira hung an arm out. Was it high? Crowd groaned. And this is Folau, the 17-year-old. Tom-toms come out, as they do at Olympic Park. Hoffman, 7 or 8 metres into West Tigers territory. The visitors leading 6-0. Cronk, and he runs over towards Hyington in 12, together with Gibbs in 10. And a couple of the big monsters take him down. Cameron Smith's able to get a kick away. Gee, it's high. It's high. It's a great take by Hodgson. Beats King. Comes to Hoffman. Hoffman puts him down with Matty Geyer. Play back to Collis now. Collis, he's not going anywhere. Matt Geyer and Hoffman hang around in there, just in case there's any leaking. Here's Moody, the try scorer, 20 metres away from the West Tigers line. Farah goes across, shows it, gets the second runner coming on the inside, and there's
blood pouring out.
There's a blood call here on
That'll be a fourth.
Chris Hyington.
So changing Connors to play at the back.
He wants him back behind the play, let the trainer work on it. And the claret coming from a cut to the left eye. Played on the 30 by West Tigers. John Morris floats across, picks up Bryce Gibbs. Gibbs to ground, tackled by Cameron Smith and by Kafusi and by White. Ball back for Farah. Farah puts a kick in. Slater's on the gallop. He's going over towards the young winger. And they go in again and they go up high on Slater. Again the crowd roars their disapproval. Quinn is with it now. 45 away from his own line. Three-man tackle. Quinn strains to play it, does so. Smith runs it, falls over at the feet of Hyington. Gets a quick play, the ball on though. Cameron Smith looking for offside play, but he's made tremendous yardage anyway. And he's put down by a bandaged Hyington and also Payton. Played back now for Geyer. Geyer onto Cronk, steps, goes through. Cronk's up to 20, got it back to Inglis. Inglis away, Inglis on. Jeremy Smith has scored. You deserve that, Jeremy. Your defence has been superb. And Inglis and Cronk, they laid it on for him.
Oh, that is brilliant stuff. Firstly from Cooper Cronk. But watch how Greg Inglis finishes it off to get the ball to that man, Jeremy Smith, the try scorer. Cooper Cronk will see the forwards in front of him just hesitate a moment.
He's looked dangerous on a couple of occasions when he's taken the line on Cooper Cronk. A little step. He's got good speed off the mark, and then Inglis. Enough body strength to get rid of two defenders and the awareness to put the basketball pass over the top to the try scorer. Gee, there's two clever number 9s out there as well. Good lead-up play involving Cameron Smith, who picked up easy metres. And then the halves, the skillful halves. Big fend into the chest of Farah. The number 11, who Ray has pointed out has been strong defensively, gets a rare try.
Well, he fended him with the opposite hand. He actually had the ball facing the player coming at him in cover defence, fended him with the right hand, then immediately looked to his outside to put Smith away. It was wonderful play by Inglis. Great work by Cooper Cronk. And Cameron Smith, the captain, with a chance to level us up.
This was the man who started it. He poked his nose down through the middle of the ruck. He got it going. Now he tries to convert from 6 in, 7 in from touch. 21 metres out. There she goes. Doesn't look bad. He's got this. The scores are level. Six points all then in Friday night football. Storm and Tigers convert a try to both clubs. And Crocker, Michael is on 13 games last year without seeing defeat for Melbourne. Brett White. Let's go to the sideline, Matthew Johns.
Look, the big difference in that previous set of 6 by Melbourne was they didn't try to finesse the ball sideways. The key players played straight and they played fast. That was their key right through 2006.
Smith then with a big kick. It's going down, and finding the line. Now, where did he put a boot on that?
Inside the 40 rate.
Oh, 40-20, they don't come any bigger than this one.
Well, it changes the course of a game. It's a really good innovation, this 40-20. Takes a lot of skill to achieve one. And Cameron Smith from 39 metres out from his own line gets it inch perfect. And that's why you see such a reaction. Players know how important that is in the changing of momentum.
And Peter, just to explain to our Melbourne viewers, if you kick it from inside your own 40-metre line and find touch within the opposition 20, you get the scrum feed. Melbourne Storm are on the attack here. Here they go.
Cronk immediately goes wide for Inglis, and a penalty.
All in front of you, kid.
Against the West Tigers.
Differential.
Offside at the scrum base. They've got to be 5 metres behind the last line of forwards. Hampstead gives the penalty, but it's a differential. Can't kick for goal. Crocker away for Jeremy Smith. Gets a smell of a second. Crossman is on for Melbourne. Cronk is with the ball. Now it's with White. Right in the middle of the park. They're only 7 metres out from the line. Smith then away for the lock forward. Johnson got it down. It's gone forward though. Hold the phone.
Those passes are so hard to time. Cameron Smith is very, very dangerous at close range in giving the ball to the first decoy runner. More often than not, he throws the ball out the back. That pass is good. I don't see a forward pass there. That pass is good for mine.
Well, I'm assuming that's a call from the touch judge. And where our referee was positioned, Sean Hampstead, I don't think he'd be ruling on it. Another pet play from the West Tigers up the middle of the scrum, picking up the Red Sea parts.
So Farah to Galloway, who's on now. That's Crossman that's out there for Melbourne, not Crocker. And a good tackle. A good tackle by the back rower who was just denied a try. Dallas Johnson on Chris Hyington. Now Farah plays it. Hodgson with that knee heavily bandaged to the halfway line, and again Johnson. Johnson in there, prominent in defence. The kick by Morris down into the in goal. Slater. Oh, he slips over. Kept his feet inside the line and then got back into the field of play.
And that was a very clever kick from John Morris. Kicked it deliberately off the outside of his foot, again under pressure. As Matt Guy from dummy half can't pick up metres. Ryan Hoffman gathers up a loose ball. 6s and 7s at the moment for the home side.
6 points all then. And Lima is out there. Johnson is with the ball. 2 changes made by both coaches, Bellamy and Sheens. And Peter pointed out to you earlier that this is a case of master and pupil. Tim Sheens coaching Craig Bellamy some years back. Hodgson coming outside his 10, out towards 20. And that is Moody, who got the first try of the night. 25 metres away from the West Tigers line. Now the 14 is out there. Oh, heavy tackle on Fulton, who only lasted 3 minutes of the first match last year. Ladies' Day at Rose Hill tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Check your local guides for the horse racing coming to you on the Wide World of Sports tomorrow. Wonderful day of racing. And you'll see the big ones on 9 tomorrow. Now, it is played there by Marshall, who's not happy with Cronk. Fadawira is tackled on the halfway line now. With 6 points all to score. Cronk tried to get a shot away on Farah. Oh, this is going to find the line. And the scrum will pack 10 metres out from the Melbourne line.
Just watching Greg Inglis in defence, playing at 5'8" for the first time tonight. We saw him make a couple of tackles on the right-hand side of the field, but for the last 2 sets of 6, he's been on the left. Now, whether that's a plan from the Melbourne Storm to hide him a little bit and reduce the tackle rate, it's only 3 tackles for a 5'8", 22 minutes gone. That's not a lot. So maybe Greg Inglis too, like Benji Marshall last year, just able to move himself around a little bit so he doesn't get targeted.
This is Quinn, I think, with the ball 15 metres away from his own line. Yes, it was the centre. Now Lima. A couple of these Melburnians bearded tonight, including Johnson, the number 13, and Lima, the 16. Played by Hoffman from Smith. It's gone away to the right side for Cronk. to drive it down the ground, and it's bouncing over towards the sideline where Tuaki is waiting. Tuaki comes away. Now Michael Crocker is on in jumper number 14.
A little bit of blood coming over the left eye of Cooper Cronk, and I didn't think the kicking game from either team was that good in the first 10 or 15 minutes, but they are really starting to pick it up now. Last couple from both sides have been very effective. That was a good one from Cronk earlier in the count. Picked up good field position. That's Galea.
Tackle by Crossman. Marshall. Catch and pass. Gibbs back for Marshall, who waited, then got it onto Hodgson. Hodgson got the ball away, and that is Fulton. And he is rounded up there by Matt Geyer. Play back for Marshall, a dummy half. Gone to Morris. Morris takes the line on down the short side. 7 metres on his own side of halfway. Marshall goes down the short side himself and then puts a kick, raking it back into the middle of the park. And Michael Crocker is there to pick it up. And he runs into Galloway, bumps away from Fulton. And eventually Fulton and Galloway make the tackle. 35 metres out from Melbourne's line. King.
You went early, mate.
And
With him over there. You went early.
he's penalised them for going early. He would be talking to the markers, not standing directly in front.
For all those NRL footballers sitting at home here watching the doubleheader tonight, I can tell you that the West Tigers were absolutely terrible through their trial games, and it shows yet again that trial game football means absolutely nothing. They've got here with a spring in their step tonight.
Cronk across now for Inglis, and Inglis is taken down 28 metres out, middle of the ground.
It's fairly high shot again. He's a bit dusty after that. The dummy's thrown by Johnson. Tries to split the markers. Been quite lenient tonight, Sean Ham said. We thought he might have pulled a couple of high ones up, but he's let them go.
This is Lima driving the ball to the within 15 metres of the line. Here's Cameron Smith. They go back for Greg Inglis. He shows it. Lost his footing, regained the footing. Still they go in and they eventually pull him down. Inglis gets up, plays the ball quickly. It comes away to Michael Crocker. Crocker goes to ground. Tackle 5. 9 metres away from the West Tigers line. Now comes away for Cronk. He puts a right foot kick over for King. King goes up, comes down off West Tigers. Melbourne go in. Melbourne look as though they might have scored. It'll be Hoffman if a try is given. It will be Hoffman.
They're going upstairs, but it looked okay from where we are positioned. Brett Hodgson immediately went to the referee and made the video television sign to go upstairs. Now he's got a concern, but it did look as though the West Tigers players had a fair catch on that. The chasers are well positioned onside. Jason Moody is the widest man, comes off him straight into the arms. And I can't see any problem there for Johnson scoring a try. In fact, it's Hoffman, I'm sorry, scoring a try.
Well, Brett Hodgson has gone running to the referee in vain. I don't think there's any problem there with the put down. Nothing wrong with King's effort in challenging for the ball. I don't think he touched it. And the Melbourne Storm will hit the front. Gee, looks good, this kid, early in the season. What a year last year, but I watched him in the warm-up. He's big and strong.
It's a very potent left side for the Melbourne Storm. You've got Matt King and Ryan Hoffman, two tall men with good speed. And under kicks, they are very strong as the green light puts the home side in front. The fireworks go off. And the Storm, after weathering an early namesake, have come back strongly to hit the lead.
It was a clever kick by Cooper Cronk because he actually curls the ball back to his chasers. See how the ball's curling back and holding up? It doesn't get towards the in goal. King makes a play at it, is put down by Moody, and Hoffman's there as the second wave of attack to pick it up and score. But Cronk knows it was a good kick. Hours spent practicing, perfect execution, come up with a try. Origin player, this kid. He's an Origin player.
Ryan Hoffman.
For sure. For sure. We'll play Origin this year.
Quizzical look across at the bench. It's a beautiful kick. Perfectly placed for the runners.
Tim seems to be very interested to see how his players react to this. They had a flying start. Now all of a sudden when they look up on the scoreboard, find themselves trailing. They've got to make sure that they get themselves back together and stay in touch with this game, because Melbourne can blow you away once they get on a roll.
Tragic part about Hoffman scoring, he comes from Campbelltown Collegians. Smith from 22 out, hits it sweetly. Melbourne by 6. Back at Olympic Park, 12-6 in favour of the Storm. 2 converted tries now. Lima, 28 away from his line, a run of purpose.
He's a former West Tiger player as well. He's revelling out there against his old club.
That's Crossman. Middle of the ground. Towards their 30-metre line. Johnson. Hammered by Galloway, and the original tackler was Halliter. Crossman again. Out to the 40-metre line.
I'll tell you one strength of this Melbourne Storm club, they know how to recruit a player, don't they? They just get a fella that fits the purpose. So many good signings from other clubs out of their lower grades.
Hodgson trying to make some space for Moody. Morris now for Fulton. A fend. Cronk is there hanging on and pulling him down. Matty John sideline.
Yeah, good to see Liam Fulton back. Look, there's a penalty to the Tigers. Here comes another one of those set starts. But I'm really enjoying the Tigers' defence tonight. I thought in 2006 they sat back passive, slid too much, and they were punished. This year, much more proactive. Good coaching by Shoons.
Cooper Cronk. Little bandage on the left temple. 32 metres out from the Melbourne line. Ball is played by Galea with Morris. Oh, Payton was running, idling his way down the ground. And you've always got to be ready to catch the ball, even if you don't think it's coming to you.
Well, that's rule number 2 of being a decoy runner. If you're going to be a decoy runner, the first thing is you've got to look like you want it. And the second thing is you've got to expect it. He half did the first thing, and he totally forgot the second thing. Probably didn't deserve to get the ball thrown at him from Johnny Morris, but you've still got to catch it.
In the meantime, he's being patched up for that wound just to the left of the left eye. Hyington was bandaged earlier for a similar gash. Cronk has got an injury almost to the same part of the body, and now Todd Payton is taped up.
That's one thing I really liked about this first game, has been the physical nature of the defence. Both teams have ripped in.
Melbourne taking the scrum, and Inglis. Gee, you've got to be really on your toes against Inglis from set plays like that, haven't you? He's just electric. Away off the mark. That's Crossman being picked up and javelined into the ground.
That was a great wrestle there by the Tigers.
There's a high shot. Keith Galloway.
That's high. Hey, don't need you for you to come in. I got it. It's high. Keep it down.
It's 35 metres away, 37 metres away, but Melbourne decide to put a couple of ramrods into them and then set them up. Oh, he's been told to play the ball.
Play came in, I called held.
And he'd been called held, as you heard Hampstead say. The scrum goes down 30 metres out from the Tigers line, and it's a bad mistake there made by the Melbourne forward.
Well, it's unfortunate for Melbourne, but fortunately they weren't penalised as well. We've seen that in the past. Surely it's enough of a penalty to pay, giving the football away.
Whatuira. Hodgson, dummy half, turning it in. That is Tuaki. And Crocker, you notice he's trying to bend him and twist him around and get him on his back. Here's Payton running into Lima. Beat Lima, beat the other tackler, gave it to Farah. Farah got it away. Fadawera's with the ball. Now it's with Chuaki. Chuaki is held just inside touch on the far side of the ground. And Fadawera comes away to be tackled and banged into the ground over there by Johnson. He's been so strong in defence, Johnson. In fact, his intensity has lifted since he had a try disallowed. Marshall, hip, hop, skip and jump. And away to the 30-metre line. Play back for Farah. Farah kicks. Galea is offside. Taken by Folau. Back to the 20-metre line, free carry.
That's a new event, the hip, hop, skip and jump. I've heard of the hop, skip and jump, not the hip, hop, skip and jump. Benji's invented a new step.
Bronson Harrison out there now for Keith Galloway.
Crocker. As I said at the top of the telecast, here's a penalty.
What it is, you just threw it between your legs.
He has just rolled the ball between the legs. In other words, he made no attempt to strike it with the foot. And Hampstead has given West Tigers a luxurious penalty.
And that is a very good penalty. The guidelines were sent out off-season. That was a very poor attempt.
Can they score before half-time? Here's Harrison. 7 minutes from the break. Here's Payton. And he tries to back over the line. So from Farah to Morris. Marshall lets Morris go. Heads back the other way. Links up with Fulton. Knocked on by Hodgson. And it's picked up by Quinn for Melbourne.
Beautiful set play, and they had the numbers on the left. They just dropped the ball. They really caught the Melbourne Storm defence napping. Here's Israel out of dummy half. Good play.
Yes, good play, but Israel will want to be careful how he plays the ball. He was facing sideline when he played the ball.
It was a great play because it came out to the right-hand side of the field, a bit of a runaround, and then Benji Marshall went back to the left. Sunday Football Titans, the Gold Coast Titans, a new team back into the competition, take their home game to Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane on Sunday, 4 p.m. Check your local guides, up against the Dragons. And the Titans, Stella, are going to start favourites, their first game back.
Well, you wouldn't want to be playing the Titans early in the season before they start getting a few injuries to test their depth. A lot of enthusiasm about them. It's going to be a tough road trip for the Dragons.
So 12-6 the score here in favour of the home side. The team that has started the premiership as favourites at $5. West Tigers at $21. Galea playing it on the halfway line, playing it back for Farah. And eventually Johnson makes the tackle. Matty John sideline.
Just have a look when Melbourne get the ball. A radical move by Craig Bellamy, a real innovator. He's playing Billy Slater at hooker. Let's see how he goes.
30 metres out from the line.
He's actually at left centre at the moment with Inglis back at fullback, so he's all over the place.
Here's Marshall. He's got runners all around him. He picks up John Morris, who throws a dummy to Fulton. But he takes the tackle of King. And also Cameron Smith. They're 20 metres out. They're 20 in from touch. Marshall, bullet-like pass. Collis did well. Got a ball away. And then Moody puts it high in the air off the left foot. Up goes Todd Payton, is it? Well, he came down, but he didn't have the foot. Well, yes, he did have the football, but it's turnover time. Well, that was a wonderful kick by Moody. Under the extreme pressure he was. And here's a penalty now going to West Tigers for the same offence.
You just run between your legs. Put your foot on the ball.
They're playing the ball like they do in England. They're just rolling it between the legs, and that has been outlawed here.
Well, the first offence was worse than that one. The first offence was just an afterthought. Michael Crocker was closer to the mark. But the players will need to react to that. They need to make sure that they get their foot on the football, and if they don't, it's not noticeable.
Harrison then getting it to 5 metres, and here on the charge is Hyington, 2 metres out from the line. Played back for Morris. They go blindside. Harrison, he's over. They're leaping for joy. It's a try for West Tigers.
Well,
12-10.
The crowd like it. But I can't disagree with the referee. As I say, there was an edict put out in the referee's guidelines before this game, and part of that was that the play the ball area, and specifically the ball being touched by the foot, was going to be targeted. He does very well, Bronson Harrison. He's come off the bench on many occasions for the West Tigers, hasn't been able to earn a starting spot, but he gets rid of Billy Slater, wriggles out of the tackle of Cameron Smith. And we now have Benji Marshall, who will know this kick quite well because the first conversion was out wide on this side of the field. Hoping to take his side 2 points closer and make it a 12-all scoreline.
Bronson Harrison, the try scorer. Determined try. They've really taken advantage of the penalties given to them in the opposition end of the park, haven't they, the West Tigers? Both of their tries have come from mistakes, repeated penalties given by Melbourne. Here's Marshall, he's missed it. No goal, so it's a 2-point ball game. Marshall's limbering that left arm. Is he okay, Matthew John, sideline?
Well, I just want to say for the Tigers fans, this game is really in the balance. A positive for the Tigers, I can tell you, Rabs, there's a big breeze here, and it's going to be behind the Tigers in the second half.
Ray, the one thing that we do want to see now that the referee, Sean Hampstead, has set a precedent is consistency for the rest of the game. Melbourne will be dismayed if they see occasions where the West Tigers players just roll the ball back and no action's taken. He's got to remain vigilant there to justify those first two penalties. Tuaki. Good run.
Matthew, I set him up there. I sold him a dummy with that question about Marshall. Matthew was facing camera to do an on-camera piece, and Marshall seemed to jog back after missing the kick, just trying to get a bit of feeling back in that left arm. He looks okay now, though. He looks okay. This is Fulton, 40 metres away from his line. 12-10 coming up to the break at Olympic Park. Marshall away for Hyington. Got to be careful with Hyington and Payton now. They both look a bit like Geronimo. Now it is with Farah who puts it on the left foot, and it goes down towards Folau. Israel Folau, youngest player ever to play for Melbourne.
Just 19 days short of his 18th birthday. Takes over that mantle from Greg Inglis, who was already 18 when he made his debut.
Slater a dummy half, Johnson a quick catch, and then a quick pass away for Lima. Almost to halfway. Catch pass, and Johnson is buckled over. And the passer took a big hit.
I think it's Cooper Cronk, Ray. As Ryan Hoffman tackled, gets a pass away, keeping it alive to Cameron Smith.
Here's Billy Slater! Slater puts a kick in, a la Origin, but Jason Moody spoils the party. Well, doesn't it bring back memories when you see the kid do that? Billy the Kid. One of the great tries of rugby league.
Well, the Tigers know how dangerous he is. 9 tries in their last 6 matches. As half-time siren sounds. Exciting way to finish. Pretty much epitomises the first 40 minutes.
Melbourne Storm 12, West Tigers 10 at half-time.
Bit of a coincidence when you talk about that minor premiership. Manly, 8 points clear in 1983. They didn't win the title that year as well.
I wonder who won it, Pete.
Wasn't raising it for that point. Ray, as we get underway second half, Melbourne Storm drive it deep. Hodgson finds big Todd Payton centre field.
So 12 metres away from his own line. It's played by Payton. And now they're looking at the 20-metre strip, played by Harrison, who got their second try. This is Galea working down the left side. 12-10 then in favour of Melbourne. Marshall going across and getting Harrison to come back on the inside. Played back for Farah, then it's gone to Payton. Payton had Brett Hodgson with him, then decided to try and show his own athleticism. As the ball is kicked by Morris. Oh! Folau has taken a tumble. The ball has found the line. So Israel has collapsed. But don't think there's an emergency. Not yet.
Ah, well. He'll remember his debut anyway. He's a big boy. Saw him play Queensland under-17s and Queensland under-19s well before his time.
Here he is immediately back into the thick of the action. Coming in, taking the first play from the scrum win. Billy Slater taking the second. 30 metres away from their own line. Johnson, he's been very, very good tonight. This Origin player, not much of him. His defence has been very, very strong. Now this is Lima, crashing through them. Cronk over halfway, Crocker. And he's held there safely by Galea and Farah. They work hard to roll him over, but Crocker knows the art of all of that. He knows what they're all about. And Cronk puts a big kick down to Hodgson. And Hodgson runs at Geyer and King. And here we were saying, well, it'd be almost impossible to get between them, but Jason Moody and Dean Collis managed to find a way early in the game. Here's Morris, and then back for Payton, back to Morris, then to Marshall. Razzle-dazzle stuff. Now Fatawira down the left side. Jawaki goes inside. Can't handle the ball. It's still in play. It's come up with Slater. Hampstead play on. Play on, he says. Slater gets a one-hander away. It's gone on to Johnson. Johnson tackled halfway. Smith across the face of Crossman. On its go, out there to Inglis and out to King. King is held over there by Hyington. Payton goes in. Reasonably quick play of the ball, and Hoffman is tackled 40 metres away from the West Tigers line. Cameron Smith goes behind Lima, goes back to Crossman, and Crossman is able to unload, got the ball away to Smith, Smith onto Johnson. Johnson sees a gap, gets it away, no he doesn't, he hangs on, takes the tackle. Penalty, hanging on too long against Galea.
He knew his side was under pressure, Ben Galea. Just a little bit too long for the referee's liking. Again, we come in 20 metres from the sideline, makes it a better attacking option.
So Cronk out to Lima. And Lima is pulled down right there, 9 metres away from the uprights. Smith sweeps it back to Crossman. Crossman hit by an avalanche of Tigers. He will play it back to Cameron Smith again. Goes behind Johnson, gets it back to Cronk. Cronk back to Crocker. Crocker is tackled just short of the line to the tune of a couple of metres. Long ball, finding Inglis. Inglis looks to go through, but he's pulled down. Defence converging a couple of metres still away from the line. 2-point ball game in favour of Melbourne. It's gone out now to Cronk, steps off his left foot and runs back into the defence. Headed up by Todd Payton. Now Smith puts a kick up, looking for King. He goes high, came off King, went back, picked up by Hoffman. Hoffman's in a touch. Changeover ordered by Sean Hampstead. Great defence by the Tigers.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it is great defence by the Tigers. They've thrown everything at them there, the Melbourne Storm. Plenty of decoy runners. They're playing good football on them. They had to resort to the kick for that man Hoffman to score their second try tonight, and they had to go to the kick again. This is better Tigers defence than we've seen in the last 18 months.
Played now by Harrison. Over to Marshall. Marshall turning it back to Galea, who plays it just inside the 20-metre line. And here's Robbie Farah up the middle of the park. Running a straight line up the park to the 20-metre line. Now Galea. Marshall finds himself at dummy half. And then Payton. Payton back to Morris, and Morris showing it on the inside for Brett Hodgson. No gap presented itself. Farah drops it on the left foot. Ball bounces to Folau. He's had a snatch at it. Raked it back into field. And it's with Folau now. Outside the 10-metre line, he's banged down. Slater will go across to Matt Geyer. Geyer's got King on his outside, but it's all a bit dangerous. They're just 15 metres out from their own line. Slater for Hoffman. Hoffman 20 metres out. Taken down in a three-man West Tigers tackle. Slater. Slater out from dummy half. So dangerous. 35 away from his line. Here's Lima. And Lima has taken high. Penalty will go to Melbourne.
Keep down. Keep down.
Chris Hyington penalised, the number 12.
He is very much a West Tigers player, isn't he? I'm sorry, a Melbourne Storm player, Lima. Reminds me of Adam Blair, who was out injured tonight with an ankle problem, but they're similar in build and the way they play their football. Steve Turner, the other player, missing tonight with an ankle problem.
Johnson then. Played by Kafusi. Smith just handing it up for Johnson, and Johnson in an awkward position is wrapped up and put away by Payton. Cameron Smith ducked out from dummy half, gets it to big Kafusi. He's pulled down 13 metres out from the line. Smith looked to go short side, went open side, went up the middle. He tries to go over the line. He's stopped about 10 centimetres from the line. Inglis, Cronk, quick ball. Crocker, Michael Crocker tackle. A metre out from the line. 5 tackles gone. Cameron Smith, long ball out. It's with Cronk. He puts a little kick in. Came back off West Tigers. Came back for Slater. Slater puts a kick across. Big King goes up. Ball goes to ground. It's with Hoffman. Hoffman gets it to King. King gets the ball away. The Tigers have got the ball. John Morris, he comes away with it. 30 metres out from their line.
Football. How good is it to be at the football?
Penalty goes to the West Tigers. Sunday football, Titans Dragons at Suncorp. 4 o'clock on Sunday, but check your local guides. 12-10 in favour of Melbourne. John Morris and Bronson Harrison. 6-5 the penalty count in favour of West Tigers. Morris again. This is Hyington swivelling and reeling through. They've got themselves 25 metres out from the line. Farah showed it, gave it. Marshall with it, catch, pass, ball goes over sideline. Down too low for Chuaki.
Yes, they've got themselves into some good positions. The last pass has just gone astray or been dropped. Matty John sideline.
Yeah, another tactical move by one of the coaches. Tim Sheens has put John Morris to hooker, and Robbie Farah is actually playing halfback. I've been impressed by Farah. I think he's been the best player in the park tonight. He's really frustrated the Storm defence with his bodies and motion plays.
Right, fellas, down we go.
So Melbourne working this scrum back on their own 20-metre line.
Off now, let him up.
And that's
Move it now.
a good run there by Israel Folau. Here's Brett White. 35 away from his line. Held down for quite some time by Collis and Harrison. Here's Kafusi. 8 metres short of the halfway line. Smith has been good for Melbourne. Then has come away for Cronk, and Cronk back for Slater. And coming up out of the line was Fatawira to wrap Slater up. Quinn taken high and low. Flung to the ground. Smith again. Inglis with a high kick. Down and allowed to bounce. They've got the ball. Inglis to Geyer. And Geyer goes away to score. Greg Inglis has put up a bomb. They let it bounce. He made them pay the penalty. And Matt Geyer has gone over to score.
Well, they're going upstairs to make sure that the players are onside. They've committed the cardinal sin, the West Tigers. They had players in the vicinity of the football, but nobody tried to defuse it on the full. Once a rugby league ball bounces, it can go anywhere, and on that occasion it did. Greg Inglis has got players in front of him on the far side in the shape of Matt King. And you would argue the player inside as well in Hoffman. Now, this year, both feet have got to be behind the kicker. Matt King comes within the 10. Is it Matt King or Matt Geyer? I'm sorry. I think there's a doubt on this.
Yeah, look, they'll call it no try, but Inglis is the kicker, and Inglis is the one who gets the ball. They're going to rule that Matt King, I reckon, is offside in front of the kicker and he comes within the 10. But gee whiz, he never really came into the play either. And Inglis, who was the kicker, comes through eventually and is the only one who plays at the ball.
Well, it's a quick decision.
It'll be no try.
Exactly right. They're going to call it no try. Let me just say, the only man that can put you onside is the kicker, but what they have ruled is this man King has come inside the 10-metre perimeter before he was placed onside by the kicker.
Well, he only came within 10 metres of where the ball bounced, but he never continued on.
No, but once he comes within that 10, he has a presence, and that's enough for them to give the penalty. He may not have played out the football, but the defence will say, well, he was there, he had an influence on maybe what I did. Maybe I didn't go and try and catch it on the full because I'm seeing King out of the corner of my eye trying to shield him away or something. They don't have to come up with much.
Harsh call. Might be the right call, but it's a harsh call. Inglis kicked it, Inglis caught it. No one else played at it.
Here's Huntington showing the ball. It's a very interesting one. But the man who kicked it's the only man that can put you onside. But King was inside the 10 before that man arrived, and that would be the way Bill Harrigan, the video referee, has measured it. And here's Farah showing it, getting it away. Oh, it's gone astray again. Picked up by Fulton.
Hands off now, let him go.
They just can't get it to stick at the moment, West Tigers. Here's Payton, taken down by Crocker over the top. This is tackle 5. Now it's gone from Marshall, back for Farah. And Farah goes high, and Slater's in the field of play. And is tackled just a couple of metres away from his own line. Matty Geyer using Matty King. And King is taken down 9 metres out from his line. 12-10. Plenty of people thought the Storm would run away with this game. It's not working that way.
When Craig Bellamy realised his team needed some momentum, he's got his starting front rowers out there. This is Hoffman making good meters with Kafusi and Brett White are out there looking to get the team on the front foot.
Possession favours West Tigers by 10%, 55-45. Cronk drilling it down towards Moody's wing. Gets a friendly bounce, does Jason. Cronk, the number 7 on camera. Busy. But gee, I think the man making that tackle, the 9, has been very, very good for Melbourne. Their captain tonight, Cameron Smith. His dummy half work has been just outstanding. I think of the dummy halves in our game. The battle for supremacy is extreme. Robbie Farah is so good. He's gone to the bench at the moment. Cameron, Danny Badiris. Now they're 37 metres from the line. West Tigers, played by Dean Hallertau, to John Morris. He puts a little kick in, and it's measured by Folau. He goes running away and starts to try and split them, but they converge and put him down. Galea and Hallertau. Crocker, oh, that might have been a bit high on Crocker, yes.
Come up high, come up high.
Benji Marshall.
Come up high. Come up high. Come up high.
There's Benji, only 4 tackles tonight. Like Inglis, he's moving himself around. He leapt at that one. At least he put his right shoulder in there. Pretty soft penalty, I think, but that's obviously the standard for the new year. West Tigers defence under pressure again. Here comes the Storm.
Smith taking the tap. Brett White taking the charge to almost the 30-metre line. Played back to Cameron Smith. Cuts out Kafusi, goes to Cronk. Another man cut out. Then Slater's pass looks suspect to Hoffman, but he will play the ball just outside the 20-metre line. West Tigers into the ground. Short side play. Oh, Cronk got a ball away to Inglis, and he was smothered in the tackle. It's come from King, gone to Cronk, Cronk to Kafusi, and Kafusi is tackled 10 metres away. Tigers have been superb in defence. Second half, here's the kick from Cronk, taken by Hodgson. Line drop out. Good chase by Melbourne. Excellent take by Hodgson, but it's a line drop out. 12-10.
And that's what the good sides do. They build pressure. They come up with good last tackle options. At the other end of the field, John Morris, little chip over the top. It was a poor finish, gave possession. And 6 rucks later, we now see a slow restart from the West Tigers, trying to get some air back into the lungs and set themselves for some defence.
Back live at Olympic Park. Melbourne on play number 1 after the line drop out by White. It is played and it's gone to Kafusi. Centre of the ground, 20 metres away from the West Tigers line. Cameron Smith for Cronk. Second man play, third man play really. Now it's with Inglis standing, looking to get rid of it. He can't, and it's a penalty.
You took the decoy runner, made advantage by passing. There was 2.
Yeah, what you'll find here is that Benji Marshall was taken out of the play by the decoy runner. Now, any contact between the decoy runner and the defensive line is at fault. On that occasion, it's Michael Crocker.
I don't think Marshall went in there. I don't think that the decoy runner could have done much about that. And I think it's a video referee call, or a linesman call.
The rule is that it doesn't matter. The only way that the defence there can get the decision their way is if it's ruled to be a bad decision defensively by Marshall to go in.
So we are just on the Melbourne side of halfway now. Friday night football, the opening of the season. And Todd Payton's lost the ball in the tackle. Melbourne have got possession. Played by Hoffman. King goes for a run. 40-metre line. Centre of the ground. Played back to Smith. Smith giving it away for Jeremy Smith. He was very good at the opening of the game. Got himself a try. That was a good run. Now Cronk, cut-out ball. Gone out to Quinn. Well done, Anthony Quinn. Got a ball around to Slater. And Slater is put down. 17 out. Played back for Quinn. Crocker gives him a decoy. Cronk gets the pass away to Kafusi. And the big fellow, they've got a leg rope on him. They put him down. Fulton and Payton. Then from Smith, gone to Cronk. Cronk, he's out of the tackle! And Cronk is pulled down miraculously. 5 tackles gone for Melbourne. Wonderful defence by West Tigers. Now Smith, he resorts to the kick again. It's gone over towards Folau. Oh, look at the big fellow. Look at him go up. Look at him go down. Look at the scoreboard. Folau has scored his maiden try. Well, Israel has leapt into the skies above. What a leap. What a leap.
Well, if you think about who this kid was before tonight, and not many out there in rugby league land would have, here's Cronk going close a couple of plays previous. But Israel Folau, beautiful kick by Cameron Smith. Up goes the kid. Down he comes. Get out of my way. Try on debut. Good boy.
He had a lot to do. Paul Fatawira, who's a strong defender, had a good shot on him. Gone straight over the top of the State of Origin fullback in Brett Hodgson. He's got a fine physique for a footballer. Shown good speed tonight, and he hasn't appeared to be overawed by the situation. You'll remember his first try in first grade because it may well prove to be a match winner. An important conversion coming up off the boot of Cameron Smith. The young bloke kept the legs pumping. In the end, he got over easily.
Smith with a pinpoint kick. He'll be hoping this one is just as accurate. This will take them to 8. And then time becomes an enemy. There's the kick, it's perfect.
All right, where are we? 20 minutes to go in this one. You know, these players all summer and pre-season walk the streets. People say how the side training. They say, yeah, we're training tough, we're really putting in. Sometimes they say that because they expect that's what people want to hear. Other times they really believe it. But this is the real test. 20 minutes to go in the season opener. Only 8 points difference on the scoreboard. Now you're asked the question, how's your training been during the off-season? Who's been doing the hard work? Who's up for the last 20 minutes? Because this is where the test is. We'll find out who's been doing the hard work right now.
West Tigers with the restart. And a great run back by Brett White. Melbourne forwards, they mightn't offload all that much, but they keep hammering the leather. They keep hammering it up the middle. They know their job is do exactly as they do because they've got so much class out there to do the pretty stuff.
It's young Orbison out there in jersey 17. What a weekend for the Orbison brothers. One playing at the Roosters this weekend. Now we've got James out there thrown into the fray by Bellamy. Final quarter of this game. It's a good chase on the kick. Jason Moody nowhere to go but into the defence.
3-man Melbourne tackle ending whatever progress there was there for Moody. Here's Folau. That's where they are. 15 in from touch and 25 out. Galloway. Here's Marshall. Tackle from White was quite strong. And he was cleaned up by Jeremy Smith. Then from Halatau to Hodgson. Hodgson away to Morris. Short pass from Morris. The West Tigers with Fulton playing the ball. This is Chris Hyington. Almost to halfway. Well, from what we've seen tonight, it would appear a brighter year is waiting for the West Tigers. Folau has had some nasty work to get rid of down here on this right flank.
Well, Ray, again, it comes back to how many players they can keep on the field. When they won the premiership in 2005, they used 26 players. Last year, Tim Sheens was forced to call on 35, and that's the difference.
There's your answer. Here's Geyer.
Now let him up.
Smith a couple of paces away from dummy half before using Kafusi.
I can tell you Tim Sheens hasn't given him a pass mark yet. There's still 17 minutes to go here. There'll be no pass mark if they don't finish this off. They've got to maintain the enthusiasm right to the final whistle. They've been good, but 63 minutes doesn't count. They look up for it.
Cronk's kick taken by Hodgson inside his own 20-metre line. And then they go in and give him a bit of a hurry up. Jeremy Smith in the main. Here's Moody, taken again by Jeremy Smith. Hunted out from front marker to make the tackle. That's Galea. They just surge in, throw their bodies at them. 17 was Orbison. Now Galloway. 40 metres out from the West Tigers line. Farah punching it right down the ground. And Billy Slater on his way back runs into Benji Marshall and Robbie Farah. And Folau wants a run. No, gave it immediately to Geyer. And talking of veterans, Matty Geyer takes it away from inside his own 20. High tackle on Hoffman.
Hey, cut it out. Where's Red?
John Morris and Liam Fulton in the tackle. Brett Hodgson as captain being called up. A few high shots now being pulled up, and that'll be the call for the West Tigers
Brett,
captain.
That's the fourth high shot tackle. There'll be no more, right?
I agree with that. That's just,
Yeah.
He fell into that one a little bit.
Still went high. Fourth tackle.
And sometimes this can be a sign of tiredness too, just laziness. And by the same token, they're not really devastatingly high tackles, I've got to admit.
This is Crossman. Just outside the 30-metre line. Tigers in. Smith for Cronk. Showed it to Orbison and finished up with Brett White. Now they're just inside that 30 line as it comes back for Crossman. Galloway and Farah making the tackle. Smith goes wide. Huffman goes in. Slater takes the tackle. Looks for a quick play the ball. Doesn't do too badly. Smith away for King. King, the big fellow out of the centres. Tries to get it over the line but can't. 5 gone. Smith goes very wide. A looping pass. Over for Cronk. Cronk goes out to Folau again. Up he goes again. Now comes the ball. Quinn puts it down but it's gone forward.
Change over.
You just had the feeling, didn't you? Nice getting a double. He had a pretty good catch on that. It's come off his chest. The wide kicks really is a weapon for this Melbourne team because they have got such good leapers out wide with size.
Tigers again. Orbison went in, was a good shot.
Let go of his leg. Let go
Then
of
he's
his
hung
leg.
on. He's hung on too long on Galea and given a penalty.
Got a very good trivia question. James Orbison, Mitchell, his brother making debuts the same weekend. Who were the last brothers to do that at different clubs same weekend? I'll tell you, it was Peter and Graham Wynn.
On the same weekend, did they?
Same weekend, back in 1979.
This is Bronson Harrison. Matthew Johns.
They're just playing a little bit tight at the moment. The Tigers have got to open their shoulders up, start to play a little bit sideline to sideline. That's unorthodox. That's what works for them.
Benji Marshall barking instructions. He realises that there's enough time to come back and really do some damage here to Melbourne. They're not home by a long shot. Marshall, 25 away, goes to his partner Morris. Then Galea, and Galea dummies and swivels, gets away from Orbison, takes it inside the 10.
Hands off now.
Need a good finish here, either a try or get the football back somehow from the restart.
Farah's kick is good. Oh no! Now I don't know whether Cronk forced it.
That'll be the 5th and last.
I don't
Just checking
know
the ground
whether
here,
Cronk
make sure
forced
it
it.
wasn't touched down by Storm first.
Farah thinks he might have put a hand on it, either he or Fatawira, but by Cronk's own actions, I think he's saying I didn't get it the first time, and he didn't get it the second time.
Well, the Tigers are very confident that Paul Fatawira has claimed a fair try. Again, the chasers perfectly positioned behind the kicker. Billy Slater couldn't get there. Cronk misses it. Does he force it with his back before Paul Fatawira dives across and gets his right hand down?
You can't force it with your back.
No, exactly.
You can't force it with your back. Cronk's second slap here will be the one. That one. He's missed it. He's missed it. He will look for another angle to see whether or not this slap gets a little bit of skin on it, Rabbits. Let's have a look here. That's not forced. There's the ball. This is the slap. No. Try.
This is a West Tigers try.
Put the green light up, Billy Harrigan.
Well,
Grandstand finish.
just what the doctor ordered.
He is a lucky charm for them, isn't he, Paul Fatawira? Premiership winner at the Penrith Panthers. Went to the West Tigers, 1-1 there. Missed a lot of the season last year. But as the decision comes through in their favour, we may have a 2-point ball game if Benji Marshall can steer this one through to make it 18-16.
Paul Fatawira, Kiwi international, former Panther.
He's a good one. Billy Slater dives desperate. Cronk dives desperate. He slaps desperate. Fatawira equally as desperate. He comes up with a crucial try.
It was a perfect kick from Farah. He had to really thread a needle. There wasn't much space to get through and to keep it away from Billy Slater. He found enough open space to allow his chasers to put pressure on.
Kick from Benji. Straight between the uprights. 2-point ball game.
12 minutes to go. Get behind you, Melbourne Storm.
Back live at Olympic Park. Sean Hampstead calling time on. The Storm 18, the Tigers 16. Oh, I thought it was going out on the full. Galloway is hammered.
Jeff Loomer over the top.
Jason Moody. Tackled by Orbison. Now Marshall. And that's Fulton. 23 away from his own line. 18-16 at Olympic Park. Melbourne, a record that is so imposing at home. West Tigers have never won here. They've never won in Melbourne.
They never won a night game last year either. Never won a game at night. As soon as the sun went down, the Tigers were off.
Slater. 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 And Inglis. Or is it Folau? It is the latter. Now it's Hoffman. Are the Tigers coming home better than Melbourne? The scoreboard would say they are. I'm just looking at the speed and the intensity of what Melbourne are doing. They've got a penalty.
John, you're never on side, mate.
They worked for that
Never
penalty.
onside.
They really did work for it.
Either up or back. No,
Quick
you
play the balls.
mark it.
Good position. Good running. Force the error from the Tigers. Looking for one here to try and wrap it up.
And there's a speculator from Crossman. It may bring a rich reward. Just inside 20, centre of the ground. Can Melbourne put it away? From for Jeremy Smith. Smith about 7 metres away from the line. Ball is loose, and Slater put a kick on it. He couldn't get his hands on it, and then it's gone away. It's gone from Lima, gone on to Inglis, and Inglis is put down 12 metres out from the line. Slater couldn't get to dummy half. I'll tell you why. He looked to me as though he's impeded. Here is Cameron Smith now, 2 metres away from the goalpost.
Lost it.
And ball goes loose.
Watch the shot here they put on James Orbison. I hope we can get it on replay. Smith comes out of dummy half. He will dummy to Orbison, who gets absolutely creamed, gets absolutely smashed, and the kid just bounced up, ready to go to dummy half next time. Now, after that hit, he just bounces straight up. Don't care, give me the ball, let's get on with the game. Oh, it'd be great to be that young again. I got belted at half time, took me 20 minutes to get up here.
There was a fair divot there too.
Right, Dave.
He's a good kid, that Cameron. I'll have to sign him up.
It's out.
Tigers with the ball. John Morris, 15 away from his own line. Penalty, they've had a second go at him. Can't do that. It's against Lima. He's given a couple of dumb penalties tonight. He's played strong, but he's given a couple of dumb penalties away. Oh, that was a good tackle on Gibbs from Hoffman. Here's Fulton. 18-16. Have a look at this. Bang. That is a conventional tackle and a beauty.
That's what we've missed all summer.
Chiwaki. Dummy half. Farah. Galloway. The big blood nut. Takes it inside 40. Now it's gone on to Morris. Morris away to Marshall. He runs around him looking for the return ball, but it doesn't come. Halatau, not held, says Hampstead. Play on. Question mark on that call. Play back to Farah. Away to Morris. Morris rolls it down into the corner. Billy Slater, he's got Folau with him. And Tuaki goes in, makes the tackle. 7.5 to go.
I think 30 metres out, you've got to come up with a better kick than that. Go high. Get some chasers through on it.
Gaia. Taken down by Gibbs and Galloway. Sounds like a firm of solicitors, doesn't it? Gibbs and Galloway. For all your conveyancing and legal requirements. Now, here is Crossman.
I'd say debt collection with them two.
Oh, wouldn't they make a fortune out of debt collection? Here is Hoffman. Now we've
At the
got a
back,
blood.
Ryan, you got Blake, mate, coming in your seat.
If they knocked on your door, you'd tie up, wouldn't you?
At the back, well by the whistle. Well by the, it's fifth and last.
Okay, so some blood bin attention, just punctuating the game for a moment. Ball goes down for Brett Hodgson. Playing with that right knee heavily strapped. That's why he's not kicking. Not because of the knee, but because he hasn't had time to practice his goal kicking. He's been working on every other aspect of getting back. Now Morris, the ball goes across for, is that Fitzhenry? Now it's Farah. Fadawira's with the ball now after Marshall gave it to him. 30 metres out from the line. Quinn was the tackler. Moody away. Marshall shows it. Galloway comes back into the forwards. Taken by Jeremy Smith and Kafusi. Farah gets it away to Tuaki. And Tuaki is barreled into the ground. 3 of them converged. And again, Smith was prominent. Jeremy, that is. Now wide. Marshall, wide up. John Morris lays it into the in goal. Slater is praying for it to go. And it does.
It's the worst result. You give the football away, the opposition, bring it back to the 20-metre line. You must go high, make it a contest. It's just a much better percentage kick than trying to roll one in with a lot of bodies in motion.
13,500 people here at Olympic Park tonight on a monster sports weekend in Melbourne. Matthew John, sideline.
Yeah, Marshall's going to have a red-hot go these last 5 minutes. At the moment, Benji's just finessing the ball sideways too much. If I was Sheens, I'd get the message down there. Benji, go straight. Use your greatest asset, your footwork.
Johnson with a burrow. And it's gone from Cameron Smith away to Cooper Cronk. A gentle kick. And Fitzhenry. Now Halatau out to the 40-metre line.
That's a great run. Superb run.
Farah, Hodgson for Fulton for Marshall for Fadawira, now to Moody. Moody goes back, gets it to Tuaki, and Hodgson says, don't come around me, go straight. You heard what Matthew John said? Straight. Play back to Farah, gone to Galloway.
You think that's what he said?
I don't know. But Johns has got such a big voice out there. I'm sure they're listening to him. The double agent. Now Farah, 20 away, 5 tackles gone. West Tigers, can they do it? Out it goes, second man. Out there was Morris, rolls it on the ground. Slater, equal to the task. Professional take. Lovely clean-up. Gaia. Taking his time with the play the ball. Oh gee, that's a risky pass inside your own 20. And Gaia has come down with it again. Here's Johnson. 18-16. Melbourne have used all their changes. West Tigers 11 out of 12. And that is Michael Crocker. 5 gone from Melbourne. They'll want to drive this. And Cameron Smith does that. Down towards Brett Hodgson. 15 out from his line. Marshall's back with him. Hodgson goes to Moody. Moody gets through one. Moody tries to bump away from White, but White's got him. Loses the ball. Melbourne win the race for the crumbs. Good race for the crumbs, won by Folau.
Possibly the biggest tackle of the game, that one. Brett White not only claimed a winger, but he also forced the mistake. Melbourne can now get home on that tackle if they play clever at this end of the field. Kafusi takes a 32 out. The crowd, it is very vocal.
Here's Cronk, taken by Payton. 22 away from the West Tigers line. Cameron Smith, now for Kafusi. Too slow. Although I probably can imagine they're trying to soak up a bit of time at the same time. Hoffman just inside 10. 10 in from touch. Geyer, oh, shocking pass. Cronk did well to get it in. Now they kick across. Slater's after it. Taken by Fatawira. Can he run the length of the field? I don't think so. Pulled down 12 away from his line.
But they live again. There's still 2 minutes left on the clock. A penalty would be a real bonus. The Storm have got to be careful. The Tigers will throw caution to the wind. I think they need another set of 6 though.
Farah, Payton. Inglis and Orbison making the tackle. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, gee, that looked like a knock on. The crowd thought that, I think it's Chris Hyington, put his arm out to try and catch a football. In fact, it was Dean Hallertau.
So Marshall floats it. Oh, it's gone over the sideline. Fitzhenry couldn't get a catch on it. A desperate play by Benji Marshall. With just over a minute to go, Melbourne will get the ball from the scrum.
There was desperation. A poor start to the set of 6. Fatawira had come up with a good grab in the in goal and got them back into it, but some sloppy play put some pressure on them at the back end of the set of 6, and Marshall tried to pull one from nowhere. 50 career games tonight.
Last scrum of the game. Greg Inglis. 20 out, middle of the ground. Slater, Johnson, ooh, bang, hit by Hallertau. 13 on 13. 12 out. Kafusi. Cameron Smith, outstanding game. Johnson. "15 seconds. 2 points to Melbourne. Smith away for Orbison. Ball went to ground, no try.
Well, that's unfortunate. He's been busy out there, James Orbison, as the quick restart from the Tigers. Too late.
That's it.
Hampstead calling full time, is he? 18-16, the final score.